And the breaking news is this fire burning in Chula Vista. You can see just how close it is to that home there up on that hill. This is on Avenida Altamira, which is right by San Miguel Ranch Road. So the fire itself seems fairly small, but you can see just how much brush there is to burn. The flames still going on right now, and really it's just right by the borderline of those homes right there in that cul-de-sac. Firefighters working very quickly to try and put this thing out. You see them there trying to protect those homes there at the top of the hill. Again, this was reported on the 100 block of Avenida Altamira. At this point, we still don't know exactly what caused it, but homeowners in that area, you can bet they are extremely concerned about this just because of how hot and how dry it has been lately. I did see one homeowner, when Sky 10 zoomed in a little closer, one homeowner there monitoring the fire. It doesn't appear that there are any injuries, no damage yet to homes. Hopefully it will stay that way, but you can see there, Stephen Kim, those flames still going on right now here at 5:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, Mel, you're probably watching with us. The last few minutes has been very interesting to see this coordinated effort with firefighters. There's 4 or 5 of them on the top of the hill right behind all of those homes, and they let that burn just ever so slightly along the edge of the fire line until it got closer up to the top of the homes, and then they're beating it back down and letting it kind of burn down at the bottom. But very organized effort, the way they're doing it to protect those homes.
These look like newer homes too. These newer subdivisions here in San Diego County, because of the past experience with wildfires. A lot of these areas on these canyons here have to have cleared space right there, so you don't see a whole lot of trees. It's not the greatest looking thing in the world, but it does prevent things like this. There's not a lot of brush to burn, so they've cleared a lot. There's a little a trail that you can see those firefighters are on right there. So there's really just a lot of natural fire breaks that help those firefighters put this out as well.
And we're just talking about the effort. They've been kind of concentrating on the top and fighting it from the top, obviously, where the homes are. Now we just saw them a couple of minutes ago. They'll come into the shot as Sky 10 widens out. But now they're getting the firefighters down onto that trail on the bottom side of this fire, because what we're looking at are the last of the flames there, and they were just kind of not worrying about that, but they're making sure they get a little closer so that they can just put it out right where they want it. And they've done a great job to see how quickly they've really controlled this to where the homes truly are not in danger.
Doesn't look like a whole lot of wind, so let's check in with Angelica Campos right now to find more about those wind conditions too.
Yeah, the winds there are actually pretty light, all things considered. You can see here averaging about 10 miles an hour, 5-10 over the last 30 minutes. The skies are mostly sunny and temperatures are in the upper 60s. It is 69 degrees in Chula Vista right now. So when we talk about the triple threat, is that in place right now? No, but it doesn't matter. It's all about where it is and how this is going to be spreading, so hopefully they can get a handle on it. The weather right now, not a terrible setup at this moment. 69 degrees, winds coming out of the west, but they will average between 5-10 miles an hour, and the winds could get stronger, so we'll have to monitor those winds for sure.
And Angelica, just as you're talking about the winds and we got that perfect shot, you can see this fire broke out in the center of a donut that's just ringed by the homes in those neighborhoods. All of those new developments in Chula Vista. Now the firefighters from the top side are moving down the side of that fire line, and they've already reached the bottom to where that they've contained it. They've got the flames actively put out, and now they're working on all the hot spots and making sure that it doesn't pop up, because they've managed to control it very well.
Maybe one of the bigger concerns is down by the trail and possibly where this started, because there's not a whole lot of brush there. It could have been a cigarette, somebody walking by flipped a cigarette, or maybe kids playing with matches. That would be unfortunate, but again, as you can see just how brown it is right now, Angelica. You know, we haven't had hardly any rain. We had a very, we were supposed to get so much this spring. We talked about El Nino really hitting us, but just from the look of that's just really, really dry grass right now. And it's going to burn easily, but it just has been cut back, so that's the good news about it.
Yeah, this in May actually brought a little bit more drizzle. It brought a little bit more rain than average, so May overall did better than the last couple of months. But when we talk about El Nino still hasn't left. The combination of El Nino adding a little bit more rain earlier in the season and then just becoming drier, that's a problem. This is something we're going to see a lot more. So the season for wildfires most likely is going to be very active. We've already seen a lot of fires so far, and this is something that's going to become more prominent. One thing we talked about was the potential for these wildfires to be closer to areas where there are a lot more homes. You're seeing it right now on the screen. There are homes very close by this fire, so certainly a problem that's going to happen more often. It is that time to get together with your family. We talked about this last time we had a fire like this. It's the time to get together with your family, have that plan in place just so you know where to go, who needs to call who, and if there is a case where we have to do evacuations, of course, to do that. But thankfully the winds right now out of the west averaging 5-10 miles an hour. Temperatures at 69 degrees in the Chula Vista area.
And we were just looking at some of the homeowners or residents in the area that were up there at the top of the hill. And before the firefighters actually got the hoses together for the top side, they were coordinating their efforts. That man was out there with his garden hose at the beginning, so he was able to step aside and let the firefighters get this out. We are continuing to watch it, of course. If anything changes, we'll let you know about this fire in Chula Vista.